Tell me who broke your heart, 'cause I could tell you who demolished mine. Tell me how you got those scars. I'll find the beauty in every line across your skin. It's like you're convinced that you're stuck the way you are, driving in your car to reach a dead end. Is that all this is? It's cool if you think that I'm wasting my time, but you've gotta stop pulling me back. What's up with that? I don't wanna love you. Try to convince, use every trick that's up my sleeve. I don't wanna beg you. Show you my soul, if you're gonna hold it all against me. When you push me enough to break, you're pushing me away. It's like you're convinced that you're stuck the way you are, driving in your car to reach a dead end. Is that all this is? It's cool if you think that I'm wasting my time, but you've gotta stop pulling me back. What's up with that? I don't wanna love you. Try to convince, use every trick that's up my sleeve. I don't wanna beg you. Show you my soul, if you're gonna hold it all against me. When you push me enough to break, you're pushing me away.
Living in a crowded dream, searching for the quiet that you need to breathe. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind your shadow, while you tried to take the sun down. Hearts don't ever change to gold. Out there thinking that you're in the world alone. No one ever told you that you'll have to fight for something, or you'll never learn to balance. It's too cold standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you that you have to lose. Headed backward on a one-way, trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence, you'll only learn when you crash and burn. When you crash and burn. When you crash and burn. Living in a crazy world, following the path that always twists and turns. Gave up on your sanity to hide behind the devil, 'cause you think you'll live forever. Say you're never getting old. Out there thinking that you're in the world alone. No one ever told you that you have to live for something, or in the end you will be nothing. It's too cold standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you that you have to lose. Headed backward on a one-way, trying to stop from running but you can't wait. Bury all the evidence, you'll only
fall apart. Even though you told me take it back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, 'cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space, just my luck. Push me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. Fall apart. Even though you told me take it back your heart, I still spin inside your orbit. Yeah. You say that I should probably start to walk away. I'm hoping that you stop and make me have to stay, 'cause I'm floating in your orbit. Yeah, I'm stuck in your space, just my luck. Push me away, you understand. There's nothing left to say. Pull me back, take my hand, call my name. You understand, I wanna stay. 'Cause I don't wanna walk away. 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 I'm feeling like time passed me by. That's why I'm sitting on my phone all afternoon. But who am I to even try to make a difference when the world is probably ending soon? Everybody's saying they're an individual, but all we do is try not to be invisible. We're doing dances, trying to find the love we never could. Wanna look at it a little more critical, 'cause we're the generation who can make the pillars fall. What are the chances? I'd say they're pretty good. You know stranger. Everybody's saying they're an individual, but all we do is try not to be invisible. We're doing dances, trying to find the love we never could. Wanna look at it a little more critical, cause we're the generation who can make the bells fall. What are the chances? I'd say they're pretty good. I say they're pretty good. I say they're pretty good.
Caught up in nothing, wasting your time, ain't chasing stars. You live in the moment, carried away from who you are. You're caught up in nothing, wasting your time, ain't chasing stars. You live in the moment, carried away from who you are. 'Cause you're lost in illusions, dreams and confusion. Oh yeah, you keep falling faster, straight for disaster. Cause you're lost in illusions, dreams and confusion. Oh yeah, you keep falling faster, straight for disaster. You're caught up in nothing, wasting your time, ain't chasing stars.
Can you hear me?
You live in the moment, carried away from who you are. 'Cause you're lost in illusions, dreams and confusion. Oh yeah, you keep falling faster, straight for disaster. Cause you're lost in illusions, dreams and confusion. Oh yeah, you keep falling faster, straight for disaster.
aren't you saying anything? Guess I might as well go and consult the spirits. Jane said she'll come, but she might be a few minutes late because of her yoga. Dave isn't even online, so I don't know if we can realistically expect him. And Drew will probably show up at some point. Alright. I will go do that bubbly sound myself. Hello.
Hi.
I have some cherries here that I want to eat, but I also don't want to eat cherries. Well, yeah, but I don't want to eat them that was even too much, just what I did, you know? I don't want you guys to hear the noises or see me eating cherries up close, so...
They're taking the pits out and being like...
Yeah. Cherries are a lot of work, but I like them, so...
Less work than pomegranate.
Seriously. I've eaten maybe 5 or 6 pomegranates in my life, and every time it took me like an afternoon to do it.
Yeah. I just tore up celery. I think
It tasted okay, but it just was not fucking worth the work. Although, there was some like satisfaction in like picking the husk apart and getting all of the seeds out of their little nooks where they were. You know, that was kind of satisfying, and eating them. But then like the seeds were like, there's some juice and then there's like a little bit of wood inside it. Every single fucking one of them. So, yeah.
Age scotch.
I'm gonna mute myself while I eat these cherries. If the sight becomes unpleasant, please just...
I don't give a fuck, Mike. I just found some Baileys. I'm super... Ew. I don't like ASMR. I have stains all over my shirt. You know what? Fuck it. I don't give a fuck. However, I found some Baileys and I'm gonna drink. Oh, I'm so psyched. Yeah, God, you guys are getting like, oh God, unfiltered Jane Clark today.
As soon as I'm gonna just, if the cherries take me longer than 5 minutes, I will cease. But after the cherries is when I will do the recap.
Dude, I just can eat cherries like, I mean, you get turned into a pro. I'll stop doing sound effects. No. Ew, this tastes weird. Ugh.
What just happened there? Is she okay? Oh no. That's not good. Check the expiry dates on your liquor.
You okay?
I haven't touched this Bailey's in a while, and I didn't shake it. And there was like this film of like cream fatty on the top. It was so disgusting. So I spit it out, and then I'm like, oh shit, should I have refrigerated this? And I wasn't supposed to, so I'm like, well, let me shake it the fuck up. And now it's really good. So, really gross. The fat had separated and it was disgusting.
Okay, so public service announcement. Shake your Bailey's. Been done for baby.
Yeah, we thought you were sick, so that's good. I'm glad you're not.
No, I mean
Distressed.
I spit it out in the sink, but just tastes weird, and I'm like disappear forever. Oh yeah, you're streaming. Good thing I at least brushed my hair today.
3 cherries left.
Really?
I'm eating them really fast.
That's what she said.
Ew. I'm just like thinking of like a chick eating a bunch of balls really fast.
Ah.
I eat cherries about as fast as I eat dick.
Oh man.
Mike's phone number to all eligible gentlemen is.
Is not available. Thanks, Mike. I will control that information very quickly.
I'm also married. Sorry, guys. I know. I was just talking to my friend about stalkers. I had a stalker.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Serious
Turn on
stuff.
my camera. Not minimize the entire window.
Where is everybody? Let's go.
Video. Reconnect. Okay. So, previously on The Most Secret Thing, let me just center myself here. Y'all had reached Niagara, which was the city.
Humans
Age.
we love.
I've learned a lot from DMing this game. One of them is less lore at a time for the players.
Yay! Thanks,
I'm
Mike.
really sorry about all of the dumps, but there's a shit ton. This is something that I need to build up to over like 35 sessions, not 50. But aside, we are here, and I am trying to make it manageable. Basically, the gist is you're in a city. It's in space. It's in a cylinder. It's an O'Neill cylinder. It's like a space station city. And the Rhone Empire once kind of had its second capital here. That's why it's called Adria. But then the Rhone died. Adria, the home city, lost all contact. There was this silence of Adria. And also demons showed up in the city, and it's been kind of bad ever since. The demons, you have learned, originated in a portal, which is at the top of this tower that you're now attempting to climb. The tower is called the Pattern Seekers Tower because it was once belonged to the Pattern Seekers, which were a cult of Rhone cyborgs who were using computer coding and the art, which is their method of creating links to other universes. Combining those two, trying to find what they called the ideal plane, the perfect universe. And what they found was the Abyss. And now there are demons. And all of the Pattern Seekers are demons. And they've made this horrible thing which you fought outside their tower that screamed all kinds of patterns at you. You were okay with it. It didn't really bug you that much. But you did drive it away with your turn, the unholy Miles, if that is. And then you entered the tower, which turned out to be a maze. The maze is kind of a dimensional labyrinth designed, I can speak, by the Seekers to keep people from really getting to the top that easily. However, although they presumably did not have time to turn off their maze, Seeker Kulsum did not have time to turn off the maze before she realized, when she realized that, oh no, demons. The maze is still there, but she did have time somehow to send this thing to a firekeeper that you guys know called Keeper Nithya. She then sent it to you. It was plans for a little device about that big, a little golden gyroscopic thing called the Microcosmic Orrery, and it has 25 slots in it. And every time you find a pattern in one of the 25 chambers of this Pattern Seeker's maze, you will charge the orrery. And at the top of the tower, there is the demon portal. The orrery is designed to be used against the demon portal, and it will also heal you at the same time. But if you want it to be fully charged, you have to explore more of the maze. I did write down what you have found of the maze so far. You found that you know of the tower heights. You have not found them. You found a place called Rocky Pillars of Light, which was a death trap. It led to Machine Hell. You also found a place called Firewatch Gallery, which was kind of overlooking this Fire Devil scorched desert. And there was a death trap there, too, which led to the elemental plane of fire. You found Kulsum's Relto, the former refuge plane of the leader of the Pattern Seekers. Miles found some very lore valuable journals there, and also Relto pages. You visited an orbital concourse where Miles went into a shop and tried to buy some stuff, but they just also teleported him to Machine Hell. Don't go into the shops on the Tresario orbital concourse, folks. It's not good. You found some observation pods. You found a Dyson world with a particle fountain. But after going through these places, I believe you have 6 patterns unlocked, and you had decided to rest in the Chamber of Doors, which was the floor level of the tower, just above ground level. And that is where we now are. You are in the midst of this vast circular room, which is like larger than a few city blocks across. It's huge, and there are identical doorways leading into bright, empty voids, or so it seems, all around you. And the top of the room is this dome, which is arched and covered in this incredibly intricate mural that spans, the area of 5 or 6 football fields, say, and it's all the deities of the cosmos, all the mythological figures of every culture, of every race, of every world that you have been to or know of is represented here. If it was painted by one person, it must have taken them most of their life to do it. Probably it was painted by multiple people because it just does not seem possible that one person could have done that much.
Or demon slaves.
Before undead
Is
slaves.
there anything you want to do? Any more explorations you want to do before you rest for the night, or conversation? Who joined us? Was that Dave or Drew?
Yeah, it was Dave.
Dave.
Totally not Dave.
Sorry, Belly. Apparatus Belly. We also have Saren Hella, the paladin, with a mysterious past, but a pretty awesome Gregasus called Vera. And then we have Miles, another paladin with a pretty plain past. Not plain as in,
Less,
not plain as in not interesting, but plain as in plainly known and clear.
less
and,
complex.
Well, no, just more less obscured, less obfuscated.
Complicated.
We also have Apparatus Belly, who's sort of a weird dude. He's a Warforged wizard artificer type. And then we have Gonk, who's the half-orc monk who punches weather. And we have Milovaj of Prakane, the librarian.
Sexy librarian.
If you'd like it, yes, he could be a sexy librarian. I did not originally envision him that way, but he does technically have 20 charisma, so he's very charming.
And I think, I think Miles even has a crush on him at this point.
It's possible.
Cool.
As you guys are kind of chilling out, I assume, on the floor of the Temple of or the Chamber of Doors, Milovaj kind of walks around in a slow circle for a minute as he uses his Eldritch Master ability to regain all of his spell slots. It takes him a minute of kind of contemplation. He walks in a slow circle, but then he
I
completes
watch
it.
him take this.
It's a very mechanical, almost. See, his hands are moving at the same time, and it's almost like he's shaping out the numerals of a clock as he walks around in a circle. And when he gets to the top, he kind of closes his hands and opens his eyes, and there's a brief flash of golden light. There we go. And then he goes over to you, Saren, since you're still injured. He starts healing you again.
That's better.
So you get
1,000,000.
100,000.
You get 31,
Cool.
and then he'll do it again.
I'm 141 out of 159. So.
Oh, okay. Miles, how about you?
If we're about
Severely
to take
in-
a long rest, Miles is just
But
gonna-
still, you've got a lot of cuts from the machine hell that you went through, so he will heal you a bit too. Just because you're taking a rest anyway.
All right,
Yeah, we might not
I'll,
make it
I'll
throughout
go
the
ahead
night.
and take 25.
The second, that's 25, and then he'll give you another fucking 32,
That
Nice.
puts me back to 170.
and then I will reset him. Long rest.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was an unexpected sneeze.
You also get 15 temporary hit points when you complete a rest with Milovaj because of his feature.
I miss playing Mini a little bit.
I missed Minnie. If you ever want to hear about Oz's adventures, please let me tell you about them because they have been many
Okay.
in the intervening time. He misses you.
In this plane, is there perhaps a safe light or a Mako?
Sorry, say that again?
In this plane of existence, is there like a safe light or a Mako? Some kind of
I'm
Belly
not
beat the
totally
hell out
sure
of
about either of those things. What those
some
mean.
kind of collision center for repairs. They can do some body work.
Machine.
Oh, sure. Yes. Do you need healing?
I don't remember, but I also got beat up in that machine hell.
Right. Okay. So
I'm not from the computer. I'm dealing with a baby, but
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
on my
yeah.
phone.
I will. Belly is injured, so I will. Milovaj also comes over to you, and you see his magic is slightly different when it works on you. It almost is like when you look at the damage you've taken. When he casts his magic over it, when he heals someone, it looks like it's just healing really, really fast. But when he does it to you, it's almost like time is flowing in reverse around the damage as things kind of uncrinkle back into perfect form and like bits kind of materialize out of nothingness to coalesce back onto where they were shattered off. And he heals you a fair amount, probably not up to full if you were beat up pretty bad, but take care of the rest of that, obvious. What are you talking about? Miles looks to see if it is necrotic or evil? What are you talking about?
You got to remember, Miles is still operating under the assumption that Belly is some sort of demon or fiend. So he's like trying to see if
make
he,
a
like,
religion check.
like Mike knows he isn't, but you know, Miles.
Miles realizes in this moment that Belly is not a fiend. He is just a very unique humanoid.
Okay.
Not sure what that roll was for.
I wanted to see if you would put 2 and 2 together at this point.
What can you help me put 2 and 2 together?
Yo.
So Mike knows about Saren. Miles does not. He's been acting under basically denial.
When you say
at this point.
about Saren, what do you mean?
Her fiendish background.
So Mike is operating under the idea that Saren has a fiendish background, and he's trying not to let that color Miles's behavior.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll let Mike have his ideas and Miles have his ideas, and let's continue.
Taking a look back at the role play we did, Saren definitely planted a seed that, hey, you know, Belly might be like,
you definitely You definitely
So-
planted that seed. Yes.
Yeah,
I do remember that.
but that means she was right. She just had a feeling. But I don't know if that would mean then Saren's evil.
Well,
But maybe if you point together the necrotic shroud that she did that one time, perhaps he may.
And
that's the biggest clue.
yeah, like that's the kind of tipper. And like right now he's and the
But even
whole-
that, you with that religion check, you would know that doesn't make her a fiend. That's a trait of humanoids who have celestial blood. When the celestial in question, or the humanoid who manifests the traits, has fallen or strayed away from the virtues and values that the outer planar beings whom they descend from embody. So
This place is going to unravel us, dude. It's going to be so fucking good. Oh my god.
well, you do know? Do you mean the tower?
Well, just this place and it being so like celestial in nature that I feel like it's just going to bring all this shit to the surface, you know?
The pattern seekers were it's right in their name. They looked for patterns everywhere, and they found them everywhere. So they were.
But to
If
be
you
fair,
find
if you
there
look for
might be
patterns
corners of
everywhere,
their
you'll
maze.
find
If you look in every corner, you might find treasure troves of knowledge, of magic, of science, of all
Money.
Money, yes, wealth, probably fantastic wealth.
I like the sound of this. I like it.
There's you don't even know how many permanent links there are in this structure, but it's a feat of dimensional engineering.
Just think of how worthy it would be, though, if we came here and we ended the war.
Milavage is nodding as you say this, and he goes, I really feel that is what we could and should do, because it is our task by the Ascendant Library to secure this place for transit into the library plane. And if this age is infested with demons, well, the linking bubble has held so far, but what's to stop the demons from swarming Firelink Point and taking the outbound bubble into the present?
There's people right over there. 5 of them.
We could be facing a demonic invasion from the past if we do not deal with this situation in a rather permanent way.
What if it's destined to be? What if we're working against
It might be,
forces we don't
but
understand?
I don't think we should try. I don't think we should give up just yet. Let me put it that way. We do have obvious, not obvious, but yes, obvious, not easy solutions in front of us. We need to get to the top of the tower and close the linking bubble there, and we need to go to the reservoir and kill their demons there, and possibly figure out a way to let fresh water once again begin flowing through the city systems instead of the corrupted water that the demons have tainted.
Miles, you and I, we could prepare tonight. Cleansing the water.
Well, we still have to get to the top of this tower first.
Yes, but I mean,
You don't have to if you want. You could go out the Chamber of Doors and cross Ono
Right.
Park to the Hydrolink Pavilion.
I just mean we could prepare tonight, so when we finish the linking bubble, we'll have it ready. Unless you have a better idea on how to clean the water when we're done.
You
get
do
that?
know you're also expecting a pretty intense battle at the top because there will be demons guarding the bubble.
Yeah, I'm thinking we rest after the fight and then replenish that spell then. Because
So-
we're gonna need.
You will have also the
defensive
orrery. The
So we don't-
orrery will be in only for the Tower Heights fight. However many patterns you have, it's that many d6 damage to the demons and healing for you. Same action.
So, should we just go then? Maybe we don't need a rest after all.
Oh no, I absolutely need to rest.
I would, yeah, I've already reset the character sheet for me.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
God damn it.
That was a while ago.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Well then, very well. I will take first watch.
Okay, make a
Uh,
perception check.
Is there a door, like the door out of here?
Yes, the way out in them is like there's a spiral staircase in the very middle of the room. You don't have to go through any of the doors to leave the tower. You just go down the stairs and out. You've
I've
already
been
found the
waiting to
pattern
use
in
this
the
the
tower
entire
entrance.
campaign.
And sorry, go ahead.
I
You
walk
found
up to the door, I touch it.
Rough.
Damn! Look at that sweet ass Milavage got on him.
Immovable object.
This was the only one you
What are
let
you
me actually
casting
have.
it on?
The doors, so it can't be opened.
There's no what door though?
That's what I asked you. Is there a door in? A physical
There's a
door? in?
staircase.
Yeah.
A spiral staircase.
Oh, okay. So it's not actually a door. It's the
You
staircase.
just walk like the floor level. You go down the stairs, and then you're at
Okay.
ground level.
All right, never mind.
There's no actual door. Sorry.
Okay.
That's okay.
I thought there was actually a physical door.
You put if you have like you guys probably have some stuff you could put over the stairs, the opening, like I don't know, big piece of wood or something. You could do it, or just pile crap on it and then put something heavy and movable on top so it can't be moved out of the way. You could do it if you wanted. Although it does cost 25 gold worth of gold dust. I guess you're wealthy as fuck. You don't even.
Yeah, and
You have that much gold dust just digging around in your pockets because of all the gold coins
It
you have.
only takes an hour, so like it only lasts an hour.
Oh,
Operating.
that too. That too.
It's really dope in a fight, though. I'm gonna
You guys-
use it in a fight
yeah.
somehow, or constructively.
Yeah.
I've decided.
Cool.
Sure.
I just if I could just have 2 more minutes, I really want to prepare my spells for the fight above. That I have no idea what it's gonna look
Yeah.
like, but
You're taking first watch, and
Yep. Okay.
but the thing is, the Chamber of Doors, utterly motionless, utterly soundless. There's no air currents in here. You're breathing fresh air, so it's being ventilated, but the utter stillness of it is kind of really, really hard to watch without falling asleep. So you don't exactly fall asleep, but you do kind of fall into like a bit of a, you're just vegging.
Yeah. Very cool.
Somebody casting Commune.
Miles is gonna go ahead and cast Commune ritually.
Okay.
I get 3 questions.
And you're
right?
asking Helm?
Yep.
Okay. Is this before you rest?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why I'm
So
casting it ritually.
You cast your ritual, and what the fuck is Helm the god of? Real quick.
Justice, protecting the weak.
The vigilant one, the watcher, the god of guardians. A cold and focused deity who impartially took the role of defender and sometimes also enforcer. Okay. So, as you lay out your little, well, it's not little, it's just small stuff. It's, it's
Little
small things
incense.
to attract the attention of big things. You have your incense, you have a few yarrow stalks that you arrange in a specific rune. And as you kind of circle it around, and a minute goes by, and sound around you just kind of slowly filters out into silence. And you're looking up into the mural, and your eyes are drawn to one spot that seems to be miraculously somehow directly overhead. Although you're not quite in the middle of the room because you're not over top of the stairs, but you're fairly close. And up there, you see Helm himself, like standing there.
Whoa.
Yeah, just like a depiction of him in front of a gate with his sword kind of held in a defensive posture. And as you are looking up into that, you've looked right up at the one where Helm is represented in this multi-deity mural, and as you're looking at it, the image of Helm just blinks once and gives you a short, tight smile. And then the mural doesn't move again after that, but you're filled with this watchedness. You're filled with a sense of intense presence that Helm is listening to you right now and will answer your questions.
Lord, is there a straight path through this maze of doors?
You look up, waiting for the answer, and it's just kind of... You have to listen for it, but it does come. It sounds like marching feet. Hundreds of them, all in step, perfect unison. Hundreds of marching feet. It sounds like they're coming from some of the doors around you, but just all of them at once, and nobody appears. It's just an impression you get, but it kind of resounds at this steady clicking pace for, it feels like it echoes long after it stops, and there's just a strong affirmative sense in it. Yes.
All right. Good, excellent. Should we cleanse the water or stop the demons? We're torn, and I could use guidance.
Yes or no questions.
Ah.
I can give you a cryptic phrase if it's appropriate, but that's too big of a deviance from yes or no.
Should we abandon this tower for now and cleanse the water?
Okay, so you hear the marching feet again, but they change, and this time it's kind of a complex. They all fall out of sequence with each other, and it's just a clickety clackety. It takes you a minute to really make sense of this noise, but you're getting a sense of kind of a vague, through strange bursts of yes, no, yes, 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 no, no, yes, 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 no, yes, to a bunch of very specific questions that flash by in your mind. You get this general sense of the phrase, "It is good to destroy demons at both the tower and the pavilion."
So I'm
Whichever
thinking that
order
we
you
need
do it in doesn't
get
seem
some
to matter.
Bubblegum so we can kick ass and be out of the bubblegum. Got it.
Bubblegum.
Yeah, now I want some
Bubblicious.
bubblegum.
Mhm.
All right,
You have one more
last
question.
One last question. Do we have, if we charge this orrery 3 more times, do we have more than enough to defeat this foe?
The marching feet all go back into sequence with one another, and this time they are all marching away. It is a strong no. And the spell ends.
So
You
we
kind of
need
get
to-
all of your senses back slowly again after a minute, like over the course of another minute. There's not a lot of sounds going on here that you were missing out on, but the ones that are, you do kind of slowly register back.
Right. Well,
I will say your question was specifically if we have this many more, will we have more than enough? And the answer to that was no. You will not have more than enough.
Right. So we need at least that or more.
When you guys are done, I'd want to do a little bit of roleplay before my first watch.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's it for your commune.
No rush. I just didn't want to hurry up into the next segment.
Go ahead.
Bella, are you here too?
No, he's,
Yeah, he does not seem to be here on his camera.
Okay.
He probably might be able to hear us, but probably might say.
That is
something.
correct. I can hear you.
Okay,
cool.
so
I
we
have to
can
unmute
hear.
myself.
Cool, no problem. I
Um,
just wanted to make it like a group roleplay thing. So,
I do have
Saren-
something I want to do when
Okay.
you're doing the RP thing as well.
okay.
We'll get there.
So Saren, I guess as it turns into evening, and everyone's kind of getting ready to rest. Miles, Belly, and Gonk, if he's here. There's something you want to know. And she looks at Melavage, sort of resolute.
And Lavage looks at you kind of with, polite, quizzical, that he's kind of manufacturing because
Yeah.
he's not totally sure yet what you're about to say. Pretty
Right.
sure, but just in case.
Yeah, Milavage, because she doesn't want them to realize that he kind of knew and didn't tell anyone, so she's going to clue him in as well. And she isn't entirely sure he even knows the extent of it. But
He's made some assumptions.
Oh, yeah, for
You're not
sure.
totally clear on what those are.
as we're in this place, there's something you need to know.
Very well. Speak your mind.
I'm listening.
There is something about me. When we're fighting the undead or demons, my weapon tends to do an insane amount of wreckage against these creatures. That is because there's something about me that attracts them. But the power within me extends to the power within them. So be mindful if you are near me. They will hit you harder than you've ever been hit before.
Milavage kind of nods, and Dimitri, his familiar little pangolin sage, is also taking down all the details of this conversation as you.
Oh, great, on record. I just glared.
And,
I'm like,
Milavage says, "I had wondered, but
normally I
I-
would have kept this to myself.
I
But,
sense that this is not something you would do willingly if you had the choice. Am I correct?
That is correct. It is beyond my control.
So, it is an unfortunate reality, but we can work around it.
So-
But I don't think my meaning is that I do not blame you for taking more damage when demons are near you because of cosmic reasons. That's not a thing that should come between friends, I feel.
Thank you, Milavage.
Belly lets
That's
out a
my
robotic
opinion.
chuckle.
You're all
Kind of
free
says,
to choose your own response, of course.
yeah.
Milavage is a weird dude. I don't know.
Belly lets out a robotic chuckle and kind of goes, I've kept my distance from people many a times, but never have I been asked to keep away. It's always been me the one just not wanting to deal with people. This is most unusual, and I'm quite tickled.
You must be wise with your choices on the battlefield today. If you stand within me, you gain my auras. If you stand near me, you are more susceptible to them.
Well, I suppose we can worry about that tomorrow. And Belly pulls out his alchemy jug.
Why do I feel like it's full of mayonnaise or something disgusting?
What are you doing with the alchemy jug, Belly?
Belly
Are
pulls
you-
out his alchemy jug and says,
Okay.
well,
Cheers.
if we're going to die, we might as well do so in a pleasant state. Does his little hand wave over the bottle, uncorks it, and there's wine coming out of it.
Milavage looks at you with some alarm and says, "Who said anything about dying? Do you know something I don't?"
Belly just kind of gives a toothy, scary robotic grin and says, not yet.
Okay. Milavage is a bit unnerved.
So you understand then? Just
I
Picky
think
of
so. It is, I suspect it's something similar, but the details were... Well,
it-
some of the details are still foggy, but they don't matter, really.
It doesn't matter if they're casting on you, but if they are with weapon.
Well,
Be wary.
I shall try to keep my distance, I think, from demons.
Unless, of course, any
60
dealing.
feet is about how close or about how far I can get without being able to reliably hurt them, but
Yeah,
I
so long as
can
within-
manage 60 feet.
Yeah, so long as you're at least 6 feet away, that should be adequate. I'm joking, but still.
I just
Sorry, bad social distancing joke.
No.
Wah,
I
wah.
was like, wait, what? Oh, that, right, yeah. That was good. It was good.
social distancing jokes and all. I'd like to kindly remind those of you that can get drunk. This can produce 2 gallons of wine per minute. Looks over at Miles.
Miles is unfortunately
His
dealing with
dog
something
pooped
in
all
real
over
life.
the carpet.
Oh, is that
I
what
have-
happened?
Yeah, I have a funny story while we're waiting
How
for
do you know?
Because he said Mella's being a butt. And
Well, he said-
also... Well,
is
he
that,
said
is
she-
that
No,
always
it's
what
not-
he means?
No, he said something, maybe in Discord or chat earlier, that his dog pooped all over the carpet.
Okay.
But when I went to Ohio once with my husband, he wanted to take a Python course, not the snakes, but the computer language.
Right.
Yeah, and I took my dog with me, and he was a pain in the ass the entire 8-hour trip. He decided that vans with luggage racks and tractor trailers were his mortal enemy, and he just went berserk.
Fuck.
So we get to the hotel. I'm walking the dog, and obviously we took him on breaks, but we're walking him. We let him just do whatever he wants, and he seems to be done. And we go inside, and he seems excited about the place, and he tries to jump on the bed, but doesn't make it because the bed's like way higher than the bed at home. We did like a platform bed. He's a bulldog, so anyway, he jumped onto like the couch and a table, then another table to get onto the bed, which was kind of funny. I go to the bathroom. I pee, right? I come back out, and my dog has shit on the carpet, I swear to God, like 8 to 10 times. It's like, but they were cute little turds that I could just pick up, and they didn't like leave like a mess. But I'm just like, what the fuck? I just took you out. God damn it.
Wow.
He must have been so anxious
What
and
the
worked out.
fuck? What
Yeah.
the fuck?
But after that, he was totally fine.
That's
But I'm like,
funny.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
I
Oh.
know.
He
I
had-
was
he had,
in
like-
there for like 1 minute.
He
I
had,
swear.
you left him for 1 minute and he stressed shit like 60 times.
I know.
6 to 10 times.
He
Wow.
always stressed. He always.
That's
stressed
amazing.
shit.
That's funny.
Yeah, Mike, you have to go back and listen to the thing. I had a story
That
about
was
dogs
amazing.
pooping.
It
Yeah.
was- Are you okay, Mike? Was that
Yeah.
dog poop you were dealing with? Hello?
Here you go. Cool. I
Okay.
had a squirrel living in my house once.
You should see.
Oh.
Y'all should see the lengths my mom has gone to protect her bird feeders from squirrels because she takes pictures. She's a
Oh, that's
photographer and she
funny.
wants all the different kinds of birds. So she has this elaborate 6 different kinds of bird feeders.
Oh, that's cool.
And like she's put up this. There's been 3 different. Anyway, the squirrel defense system is an elaborate thing I'll tell you about later.
That's hilarious. I want video
Back to-
evidence of that.
Back to, I'll take a picture of it
Yeah.
next time I'm there. Back to the game.
So Miles rolled religion, and then I don't know.
So did you? What was the last thing you heard, Miles? Belly was wine.
Oh.
He had
Oh, yeah.
wine from his alchemy jug. Do you partake of the wine? I'm assuming yes.
I will have a glass.
Yeah, middle
Yeah,
of us will also have some wine.
I pulled out
Says,
my
"Thank you,
alchemy
Belly."
jug and said, "Remind you guys, I can produce up to 2 gallons a minute of this stuff."
Isn't magic wonderful?
Indeed,
If only it could take away the hangover the next morning.
But it can.
magic can also be a curse.
I like to believe that
Unfortunately,
like
it's
hangover...
a first level spell slot, not a cantrip.
Okay, good.
I believe the wizard who makes lesser restoration a cantrip will have his name remembered for many ages afterwards.
I could prepare that spell.
Belly,
or I
perhaps
could
it could be
choose
you.
restraint.
You have the creativity and artificer's guile needed to invent such a efficient use of magic. I feel you could extract the bit of lesser restoration that only targets poison,
Mm.
not worry about the other restorative aspects of it, and you could probably fit that much magic into the matrix of a cantrip.
Hmm.
Perhaps I should write that down in my journal for later.
A
When I-
hangover cantrip.
When I actually
Belly.
get drunk
Yeah.
and gives you a stern look.
You can't. Oh, you cannot get drunk in your current state. I see. That is a shame. Well,
I'm
I
immune
do-
to
I do-
poison, and alcohol is a poison.
Did you get any of those? The fucking worm things that you got from Yosh? Did you get any more of those? I can't remember.
Negative.
Gummy worms?
You can have gotten another one if you want retroactively.
Nah.
So you can do it now. But
Nah, not at all. I
okay.
think it's just gonna be that sober asshole in the corner, kind of staring.
The designated driver. It's like whenever he goes to the party, whenever there's a party, he's like, "I'll be DD," just kind of confrontationally before anyone else can volunteer, and then he just kind of sulks about it the whole time. I'm just like, well, yeah. I'm
With
kidding.
his Flock of Seagulls haircut and his Depeche Mode albums.
Sure, those are some shades of detail that I had not considered, but which now do seem very appropriate.
I'll
Oh
be
my
designated driver.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Darkness in my soul is enough intoxication for me. I don't need to be drunk to feel the intense weight of sobriety pressing down on my existential self. Okay, that's enough. Is there any more RP y'all want to do before the long rest?
Yeah.
It will shortly be, probably. Apparently, all you have to do on Twitter to get bots to make, to steal artwork and make shirts out of it is to say, I want this on a shirt. So recently what people have been doing is just making like MS Paint drawings of this shirt sells stolen artwork and then tweeting that with I want this on a shirt, and there's shirts with that on them now in those stores. It's great. It's great. Anyway, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'm sorry for the constant tangents. Are there any more RP things y'all want to do before you finish the long rest and wake up? Miles is chewing, so I'll wait till he can verbally confirm yes or no.
I
Sorry,
think
Mike.
Belly kind of chimes in and says, looks over at Sarah and goes, well, if we're having a moment of confessions, there's something you should know about me as well.
She lifts an eyebrow.
Oh, I'm sorry, you expecting me to tell you?
You asshole! You asshole!
He has
You've killed Miles. You've killed him.
has a great chuckle and says, you guys really should have not expected anything less from me.
Milovaj looks really like he's biting his tongue real hard. He's like, he's the polite librarian? I can't. I'm their guy. I can't say it. These are the executors. He's the executive.
Oh my god, Nutty Buddy? I haven't had those in like 3 decades. Oh man, that's crazy.
That's all I got, Star.
Nice.
Okay. I was gonna write. I had typed in my note. Saren revealed her nature to Miles and Belly. Belly didn't.
I have a GM question for you.
Proceed.
Hellfire. So obviously it's a reaction. Can you cast?
Hellish Rebuke?
Oh yeah, thank you. Hellish Rebuke. Obviously it's a reaction, but if you cast a spell that same round, can you then use Hellish Rebuke?
Hellish Rebuke is you can only activate it when you take
hit.
damage.
Yeah,
So
look at him,
if you do something on your turn that causes an immediate damage thing, you can use your reaction on your turn.
So I
have Hellish
can
Rebuke go in the
cast
same
2
round.
spells in the same round if
Yes.
I'm hit.
So I recently learned about this. The thing about spell casting, it's not quite as restrictive as I thought it was. The specifics of the rule is if you cast a spell in your turn that's a first level or higher as a bonus action, and then if you cast a spell again, it has to be a cantrip. It doesn't mean you can't cast multiple leveled spells on the same turn or in the same round. It just means if you cast a spell as a bonus action, and then you want to also cast another spell as your action, it has to be a cantrip. So, yes.
But what
you
about
can cast
reaction?
multiple spells.
Okay.
Yeah, so like you can cast a spell, like there's some spells like Sunbeam that uses your action
Right.
and to activate it again, or Call Lightning uses a bonus action. You
Right.
know, so you could, you could
So-
cast your spells on your turn, and then when you take damage, you can also cast Hellish Rebuke at whatever level.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, the night, well, the rest period goes by. The light levels don't change at all. You guys find it a bit hard to sleep, but you do manage to get your rest. In the succeeding time period, rather than the next morning, because Milavage gets up, and you all kind of feel a little bit refreshed and alert as you feel the celestial resilience of his patron's magic has emboldened you slightly with some temp HP. And you do have 2 doors marked. You know how to get directly to Kulsum's Relto, and probably you know how to get directly to the Trisari Orbital Concourse if you should want to go there. Do you have an idea of where you want to start, or are you just gonna pick a door? You know.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
For the one who gets to pick the door?
We go this way. And she literally just. Oh. I'm with you now. Paper, rock, scissors, alternate. Okay. We could.
What would you rock, paper, scissors to decide, though, is what I'm at.
Who gets to pick?
Okay.
Roll a
So,
dice.
are you going to do a
three-sided dice.
3-way rock, paper, scissors? Or a 4-way with Milavage?
We are
How about
nuts.
I roll a d4?
Okay, that sounds good. Turns the jug back to acid. Do you tell us not to drink from the wine jug? Do you let us know that it is now acid?
So y'all pick a door and walk into it. And you pass through this corridor that feels just kind of like a long, empty hallway. And the light around you kind of materializes into solid walls. When you look back, you can still kind of see the shape of the chamber doors behind you. But at the end of this very long hall, there's a sharp 90-degree turn. And then immediately after that, there's another door, which is an actual door set into, not just an archway. And you open that one, it has a handle, and you step out, and you are in this strange place. It seems to be a building made of metal. The walls are all metal, and it seems like some kind of railway terminal or like a train station almost, because there's like a large platform in front of you which is just packed with people, and you have come out into like the back of a crowd, and then there's like this transparent pane that has arrows pointed on it in some directions and spots that look like it's a door where they open up. And then the weird thing is, under the pane there's just nothingness, and on the other side of the chamber, which is vast, it goes on in multiple directions. You can see there's a few other tracks and there's passages leading up, but the main thing is this giant skylight window thing up on top of it, and through it you can see only stars. And up to one side, kind of as the transparent pane is forming like a tunnel that you imagine the trains will move into, and arcing up away from that tunnel, you can see out into the space above, there's this line of blue energy wrapping around metallic machinery bits here and there. It looks like some kind of train track or system that goes through space, and this is a station to get on a train like that. It's pretty big though. There's 2 or 3 tracks within walking distance, and yeah, a huge crowd of people. Yeah, plenty. There's a board with arrivals and departure information, all sorts of stuff. There are multiple trains that supposedly are inbound and will show up in the next few minutes. There's a flashing, well, not a flash, clock, a digital display. It's a 24-hour clock, but the numbers it's currently displaying are like, that's the format of it. But the numbers it's displaying are 2862. And every minute or so, you watch it for a minute just to see if it is a minute, and it advances in minutes, but it's not the same divisions of minutes you're used to, or hours, or something. 28.4. As you watch, it goes from 28.63 to 28.64, and then 28.65 eventually. And all of the train arrivals in the next few minutes are like in the late 60s and early 70s. Let me see. You see the from, like the arriving from, you see a whole bunch of words like Veluker, Verklipt, Conclave, Glean, Mother Tree, Rain. Not really words you recognize. As you stand here discussing it, there's a kind of a thrumming in the floor of that you're standing on, and the nearest track to you, you can see a train is approaching at seems to be normal speed, but it looks like it's approaching, but it takes a long time for it to get there, and you realize that it's a lot farther away than you at first thought it was. Belly, make... What do you mean? You're not in a flat land, you're in space. The track curves away. It's just visible from a very, very long way away because it's lit.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the train approaching for a long time before it actually gets to the station, but only because the train has lights on it and they're moving against a black background of space and stars that are not moving. Belly, are you near your character sheet? An investigation check for that, or I can roll it for you if you need.
I just walked downstairs to grab the boy to bring him upstairs, so if you'd be so kind as to click.
I would like to examine the 9 3/4.
Investigation.
Oh, no, you don't.
Plus 11 on Belly's investigation. What'd he get? Yeah, Belly, you are aware of this kind of clock. You're not aware of any systems that use it that have more than 24 hours in the base day. So this is a little weird, but yeah. You do not see any analog clocks anywhere, fortunately. There are plenty more digital ones, like studded all around the place, but there don't seem to be any analog.
I was really hoping for an analog version so I can see like what it goes up to. I was like, a regular analog clock, you can see till it's 12.
Yeah, it's a circle, right? So it's obvious where it stops. Unfortunately, no such luck here.
Very well.
But as you turn around, the train has now arrived, and the vibration in the floor has never really gotten more intense than that. It's not like a thunderous arrival of rumbling train tracks or anything. It's very smooth and very silent, and you're a little astonished by it because the train is, as it gets closer and closer, you realize how fast it's moving, which is very, very, very fast. It's hurtling towards the station like a bullet. And then you blink, and all of a sudden, it's stopped. it's filled the transparent pane and just stopped so suddenly that you feel sure anyone inside must have been pasted against the front.
Mm-hmm.
But the doors
I
open and people step out.
I
And
think
they seem
Belly's
to think it's
immediately
fine.
concerned.
Who the hell are these people? Are they demons?
People get out the other side, and then there's kind of a beep, 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 and the doors on the side that you are on open, and people start filing to the train.
What the heck? Are these
So the
people-
question now becomes: are you going to get on the train, or are you going to stay at the station? You have a few minutes while the train fills to decide.
Belly takes out his dagger, and Belly throws it in the general direction of like the bottom of the train.
What on earth?
Okay, make an attack roll.
I'm not trying to
Should
make
I-
an attack roll. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. Belly knows what magnets are, and Belly's worried that getting too close to the train is going to fuck him up. So he
Well,
wants to
here's
see if it's
the-
magnetic or not.
Here's the thing.
Hmm.
Okay, so you don't even need an attack roll for this. The moment you draw the dagger,
Hmm.
you hear a faint that sounds kind of like the first half of an alarm wail,
Hmm.
and you get the sense that it's a security system arming itself. And then as you throw the dagger, there's a flash of blue light around your hand, and the dagger doesn't move more than a few centimeters from your hand before it's just frozen in stasis. And then the alarm goes, and you see a door opening off on one side, and these robots stepping out of it that look kind of like spheres with like little spindly legs, kind of 8 or 9 of them. You're not really sure how many, but they're just spider-like in a way, but just spheres with spindly stick legs. And 2 of them come out with the little flashing yellow lights on their tops, and they approach you, and they say,
shit.
"Sir, please come with us. Weapons are not permitted on the station."
Well, I'm not getting disarmed. Perhaps
Well-
we don't get on the train?
You do not need to surrender your weapons, but you may not throw them at the stuff
Understood.
or
Uh,
at the people. We must confiscate the weapon, and you will be fined. Please come with us.
I don't know who the hell these people are. Leave them alone. It was just me. I'd go with them.
We are only talking to you.
So long.
So you
suckers.
go with them into the office.
Mhm.
They take your dagger. The dagger just disappears. And when
Hmm.
it's in their office, it kind of teleports into a little
Hmm.
tray that they put it in. And then they say, "You have violated," and they rattle out a long series of
Hmm.
numbers and sub-paragraphs that mean nothing to you.
Mhm.
You have thrown a weapon of potentially deadly force within the vicinity of the train station while passengers were in the area. Do you admit this?
I do not. Nope. I was simply running an experiment. I was trying to see if there was a magnetic rail that was going to cause any harm to me. I was in no form or fashion trying to endanger anyone. It was
Make
simply
a persuasion check.
an act of self-preservation.
Make a persuasion check. Do you need me
I-
to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay. Belly, I kept your character sheet open. What's your persuasion?
Not great.
It's 0. You got a 2. Sir, I'm afraid that your scientific experiments are not allowed to be carried out under the public concourse conditions, and he rattles off more paragraphs and sub-paragraphs.
Fine, I'll pay the fine and you can keep the dagger.
Very well. The fine is 5 gold pieces,
Nice.
which you just pocket change for you. So you just kind of
Thank
thank you,
5 gold
thank
pieces?
you for complying.
Okay, you very well. You twisted my arm. My server's hurt.
Do you have a complaint to lodge? Did we cause physical damage to your person? I do not recall making contact, but it is best to make sure.
No, but am I safe to approach that train without being drawn to it?
I am
Magnetically
unsure
speaking.
what you mean. I do not know what magnets are.
What powers the train? What
Magic.
makes it... So, if you got near the train, dear robot friend, would you be safe?
Yes.
Are you capable of lying?
Yes.
I don't know you're not lying right now.
You do not. However, I can inform you that under more paragraphs and subsections, I am compelled to be honest with law-abiding citizens in the process of completing my duties as station manager.
Am I considered a law-abiding citizen after paying my fee, or am I still considered a
Yes,
criminal?
you were never considered a criminal.
Intriguing.
Do you have any
Fargo.
further questions?
None for you, not today.
You may leave if you like.
I will. Good day.
Good day. So yeah, the rest of you have been standing watching people get onto the train while Belly was in the office talking to the spiders. He eventually comes back out after a few minutes. The train is full at this point. Well, it's not full, but like it's all of the people have moved onto it. There's still space to get on, and like the people on it are just kind of, some are sitting, some are holding onto it like it's a subway. You know, they've got handles up above. Some of them are looking at small electronic devices. They're just waiting for it to. You have another minute or two to get on at most if you want to get on.
Yeah, let's just
Okay,
go
we're
ahead
bored.
and get on.
Yeah.
Okay. Your party, including Milovaj, you step onto the train.
Is there like a ticket that we can purchase first?
There doesn't seem to be. The door you can't, when you look behind you, the door you arrived through is gone. Like there's no sign of it. And there is like, when you look around, there does seem to be like ticket stands over in one direction of the facility, but you're well on the other side of it. So wherever the maze deposited you, you seem to have your fare already paid.
All right.
So you guys step onto the train and take up positions. After a minute or two, the doors go. And then something very strange happens because none of you have seen technology like this before, or what magic really is what it is. But abruptly, from a perfect standstill, the train is now in motion at 500 kilometers an hour, and what you see is only space. The station vanished so quickly it was like it just wasn't there anymore, and now you only see stars.
Whoa.
And it's kind of a like, what the fuck just happened? Nobody else has reacted. This is just normal to them.
Whoa.
It seems to be that there is just whatever magic makes this interstellar train work. It completely negates any effects of inertia or momentum. That does not matter to it at all.
Who is next to me? Like, are there people just like on this train?
There are.
Can I look to the person closest to me?
You can.
And who is that person? What do they look like?
Is... You can see. Hang on.
Music.
He's Gonk stealing his battle tail.
You see, most of these people around are humanoids of recognizable ethnicities. You see half elves, humans, half orcs, dwarves, gnomes, halflings, genasi, warforged, tabaxi, dragonborn. There does seem to be lots of you see. There's a statistically odd from your experience distribution of the heights of these people. There's about half of them are little people, as we would say, with shorter arms and legs, but adult-sized everything else. About half of them are that size, and half of them are typically adult-sized, in your opinion, or your opinion, your experience is what I meant by that. So yeah, that was what you notice. The ones right next to you seem to be a group of half-elves that are all traveling together. They're all dressed in similar clothing, and they all have headphones in. You don't know what they are, but they're weird little pieces of ceramic, maybe, or something shiny that are stuck in their ears, and then they have cords that go down to little magical tablets, you assume, that they're holding in their hands. And
are they paying?
None of them are looking at you, but they're all actively seem to be talking with each other. Although interestingly, there's no sound coming out of their mouth. They're talking. They seem to be having an animated discussion, but you don't hear any noise coming from them.
So it's very quiet?
The train car around you is eerily quiet.
Oh my god.
But when you look around, make an insight check.
Okay.
Perhaps somebody cast some kind of silence. Can we talk to each other?
Yeah, you can talk to each other. You see around, there's a few people that seem to also be talking, but you're not sure to whom. They don't seem to be facing anyone or directing their conversation at anyone with physically near them. But they don't have anything in their hands, or they're not holding anything. So it's not quite. You're a little confused. Miles, you are also confused, except a lot more so.
This kind of magic is exquisite. I must know where they learned it from.
I'm just going to tap one on the shoulder.
Okay.
You're very
Okay.
brave, considering
Roll
what's
it.
happened.
Roll a D100.
Oh my fucking god.
Excuse me, good sir. Or madam, whichever the case may be.
You see it's a drow.
What is your
Indeterminate
pronoun, sir?
gender. They look around at you. Short, white hair, kind of plain features. They go, what?
Excuse me. I'm not from around here, and I was just curious about the device in your ear.
This person does not have headphones.
Oh.
Oh, do you want to look for someone with headphones?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll say they did have headphones in. So they take one out and they go, headphones? What you hear is head. You know the word head, but not the word phones. So it's
Your earpiece.
half of the word you hear is gibberish, and you don't really know what it means.
Huh.
Mm.
What's that thing?
This?
Yes.
It's a headphone.
Head. Food?
Phone. Like
Fun. Head fun.
Fun.
Oh, it's fun. Excellent. May I try this head fun?
make a persuasion check.
I'm a motherfucking paladin.
Oh my god. Phone home?
He's still.
The drow looks at you a little. Sorry, but I don't normally share my headphones with strangers.
Is there a place where I may purchase these headphones?
Yeah. A store?
What
You
do they
get
do
one at the next-
exactly?
They look over at you. You're really not from around here.
Absolutely
No,
not.
not.
No.
This person is seemingly amused by your lack of knowledge. But who has not made an insight check yet? I'll roll one for Belly.
10. Come on, that would be 3 10s.
He's got a +8.
I had a plus
God,
9.
that's fucking one below the DC.
Oh no.
What about Milavage? He's technically with you.
I had a plus 9. I still rolled a 1 for a 10. Saren rolled a 10.
Milavage has no fucking ID. Well, that's fine. So yeah, this person just kind of explains to you in halting, uncertain terms, like, you really don't know this? That these
No.
tablets are apparently, they call them machine spirits, the magical force that's animating them. They seem to be like just blocks of marble or some kind of ceramic, like it's like a clay preparation, according to this guy, that they like bake in a kiln, and then there's metal wires embedded into it, and then somehow they summon spirits from his mechanical plane, probably Mechanus, although they don't call it that. And then all of these objects have machine spirits in them that are kind of binary in their logic, and they make predictable things happen. And so that these devices, basically, there's countless uses for them that they describe to you, but the one that they're currently using it for is to store music. And so the basically what it does is replicate songs that are recorded in some sense as information, and then the machine spirit inside the block decodes the information back into the
Okay,
sound,
thank
sends
you.
it up the cord.
Thank you. Where are you headed?
I'm headed to Rainquette. Where
what
are you
awaits
headed?
us there? We don't know.
Where? At Rainket?
Yes.
It's a huge planet. I don't know. There's billions of people who live there.
Do you
Lots
live
of
there?
places you could go. No.
Well then,
Do you work there?
No.
why
This
are
person,
you?
this person is just very confused by your questions, but they're
Mhm.
kind of humoring you because you're such a strange group and your questions are so earnest. So, what did you say, Miles?
What is this place? Is it like a workplace?
Rainket?
Yes. Is it
It's a planet
okay? Is
Why are
it?
you going there?
to sightsee.
Oh,
It's a beautiful
is it
planet.
excellent? Lovely planet. That's wonderful.
Are there demons there?
I hope not. Have you? What do you mean? Demons?
Huh.
You know that musical group, the Demons.
Oh! I haven't
No, I
heard of
mean
them.
the ones that have the big bulging eyes and they talk like this, and she just says something really guttural like "Your mom's a hoe."
In Abyssal,
Yeah.
they look terrified, and they go, I don't know. I really hope not. I thought
Okay.
those were myths. What the fuck was that noise you just made?
Oh,
Um,
it's Russian. No, check.
Make a deception check.
It's German.
It's German and Russian together into an amazing melody
Slavic super
of
language.
This person looks at you like
Hey, 23. That's pretty good.
there's a expression on their face. It's like they think you're a racist, but they're not saying it out loud because you're so convincing that they're not even sure they're right. I go, okay. Well, I don't know. There haven't been demons haven't been a problem for a long time, as far as I know. There is some weird, dangerous shit out in space. I don't know if it's demons these days, but
What
fuck, that
year
would be
is
terrible.
this? What time is it here?
What time is it?
Yeah, what time of day and
look at
year
the clock.
and calendar year?
We're in space. There's no years out here.
Okay. All right.
Do you want the time and date on my home world or on Rainket? What?
Belly, a little help here.
Belly, where's the wine? Miles
There
just goes
would be
over and
some
packs the
kind of
secret bowl.
cosmic calendar, depending on where we are, if they even acknowledge
By the
it.
way, if at any point you want to move on to the next chamber, because this was the only way out of that chamber you were in, into the next part of the maze, you can
Oh.
link out at any time. I was just continuing this because it's fun, but you will be linked out of the train before it gets to its destination.
Oh, cool.
You're not going to get to see Rainket.
Damn it.
Sorry.
I was hoping that there would
You
be
could get there another way, though, if you really did decide you want to go there someday.
Okay, well, I don't think we're supposed to be on this. Do you think we're supposed to be on this? I think we made a mistake. So when does it head back the other way?
It doesn't. You will have to get on a different train at the Rurain, probably at the so many fucking planets in that system, and they all have rain in the title. I don't know which one it is, but the one at the edge with the customs, they'll probably figure it out, and you can just get a returning thing.
Oh, is it nice
Or
there?
worst comes to worst, you can go to Rain-Ta and get one out from there. They go all over the galaxy from that system.
Wow.
I kind of feel like we need to vacation here when we're done. It sounds wonderful.
You might like it. There's beautiful planets there, living worlds, gas giants,
Gas giants.
living gas giants.
As opposed
Oh.
to the dead kind. I mean, aren't they just gas at that point?
I mean gas giants that are home to life.
Ah. Uh-huh.
Sounds
That's
interesting.
what Rainket is. It has enormous rings. That's the main feature. I can't wait to see the rings.
I think we're gonna have to use one of those Ralto books because I don't see us getting on this
Those
train.
are rings around Uranus.
He looks at you with like narrowed eyes. Goes, what does that mean?
It's a
It's-
planet.
It's Russian for headphones.
Belly
I'm gonna
just
say at
turns his
this
back.
point, you all feel otherworldly taloned hands closing around your limbs. with
Wait,
Oh
wait,
shit!
leathery
Not the
wings.
licky bop.
Wait.
And you are linked away,
Oh
Oh, damn it. I wanted to see if I could
saving
notice
you
a
from
pattern on the
severe
planet.
social embarrassment.
Oh yeah, poor Belly was like, there has to be a pattern on this train.
Oh, sorry. Were you looking for something before?
Yeah, I want to see if I can find the pattern on the
Well,
train.
I'll let you. I rolled for you before, but you weren't actually controlling your character sheet at the time. So, you can roll again if you want. Or yes, you did it. Yes. Okay. Fuck. What is it? I have so many documents open.
God damn it!
The miss is confusing. That's literally the name of the document with the patterns in it. Just confusing. Okay. You notice that there is a strange correlation. I mentioned the height thing, right? Everybody who's a little person who has dyed hair, the hair tone of their dye choice is very bright. There's a little person over there with bright yellow hair. There's one with bright pink, bright cyan over there. On contrast, the people who are the same height as typical humanoids, all of those people who have dyed hair, which is only 2 or 3 of them across this entire train, very dark. Dark blue over there, dark red over there. That's the pattern. But you've charged the orrery. Well done.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that's why you had us doing insight checks.
That was what the skill check in this one is insight, and it's DC 15.
Interesting.
It's a different skill check in every chamber.
God, we
maze.
totally failed our rolls this time.
Yeah, that was rough.
Yay, Belly to the rescue!
However, you do move on to the next chamber, which is
Okay.
I think that's the third one I've discovered.
Yeah,
Might
you're pretty
be.
awesome at this. I'm like, let's banter for another hour.
Well, I think Drew summed it up best when it's like, well, there's this puzzle, but we walked into it half an hour ago and we're still trying to figure out what to do about it.
where you end up in the link is actually a chamber you've already been before in the maze. It is a stellar observation pod, which has kind of got the same copper-colored metal walls of like the roll-up observatory, no stained glass. And there's a giant viewing port that's looking at a star with all sorts of filters in it so that you can see the sunspots on it without being blinded. I think you've actually found the pattern in here already. Stellar observation pod? Yes, you have. But there are 2 ways forward from here. There are linking books. One of them leads to the Trisari Orbital Concourse, and one of them leads to an icy coast, which is an area you've also been.
I guess back to the maze entrance, shall we?
There's only those 2 ways to proceed from here.
The one that leads back to the gallery, I guess.
No, there's one that leads to the concourse and one that leads to an ice shelf, and that's it.
Oh, so the link bubbles changed?
No, this one's
that's
2
the
books.
same as it was last time you were here.
I don't think she was here. It was.
You might not have been here during that session, yeah.
'Cause I
So
recall
the coast area is
the place where he got mugged and we got sent to the
Yeah,
machine age.
that only happened when you went into the shops there. So
Okay.
there might be a way forward there that's not.
Got it.
into the
Okay.
hell.
Then let's go forward.
Is that where you want to go? The orbital concourse?
Sure.
I don't want to see anyone step foot in a shop.
Okay. You
Not this time, no.
touch the linking panel. You go through, and you are now in a high-tech mall, which is also on a space station. And you're not going into the shops. So
Are we immediately surrounded by mall cops with and anti-magic
Nope.
fields?
you just
Thank
link
God.
in a spot where nobody is currently walking, and there's just it's a mall concourse. It's probably unfamiliar most to Milovaj, honestly, or Gonk. The rest of you have been on worlds that have never in space, but it's a mall.
Is there a Raidus?
Make a fuck.
Are you being serious?
Yes.
Make an investigation check. Actually, make a
said-
perception check.
You said we could go in one if there was.
What did I say?
Perception.
What did I say you could go into if there was one?
A Raidus water ice. You don't
Say
go
that-
in,
say
you just
that
go
more
right up to the
slowly.
window.
Say that more
Rita's
slowly.
water ice?
Yeah.
It's like a chain here. They have water ice with like custard on top and shit.
Water ice.
Yeah, it's like ice cream, but it's like a snow cone.
So do you know what
Where
it,
it has
are,
the-
yeah, are you familiar with like the
Like,
concept of
as
an
opposed
icy?
to frozen carbon dioxide, like water ice? What other kind of ice? But okay, that's fine.
Italian ice? Have you heard of Italian ice?
You can get snow cones if you want, yes, without
Yes.
going in and getting teleported to machine hell.
Yes, we want
Okay.
snow cones.
Picture snow cones, but with smaller granules of ice.
And flavor, I assume, like
Hell yeah,
stuff on
cotton
them.
candy. Rita's cotton candy is
Tasty shit,
ridiculous.
candy
Mango,
snow,
peach.
candy
Swedish
ice dust.
fish.
Yes,
You
Swedish
get
fish is
yourself. That's what it's called. It's not whatever
Candy
the fuck
stuff.
that word was you said, but it's literally called candy ice dust, and it's exactly what you're looking for, just with that strange name. Rita's, yes, it's exactly like Rita's, except it's called candy ice dust,
Wait, Rita's delivers?
and lots of different flavors. You know, all the flavors. It's verisimilitudistic. I don't think that's a word. But yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure there's only one way to go in here that's not into the shops. Let me just. I fucking made this so complicated for myself. You know, I have only myself to blame for how complicated this puzzle is. Yeah. Okay. I think yes. So you guys walk along the concourse with your candy ice dust. You see some shops. You don't go into them because you do not want to go to machine hell.
Mhm.
Although every now and then you do see some really interesting shops. Like Sharon, you see one that's it's called Paladin Chic, and it's got like mannequins out front with like ornate breastplates and armor on them that's got all sorts of popular culture designs that you have no fucking context or frame of reference for, but they look really cute and so cool. And like there's swords that are like on mannequins and their arms are animating back and forth like mechatronically, and there's like a glitter of magic dust tracing behind the blade every time, and it's like magic sword makes glitters when you hit with it.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
And like there's a few things you see that are like pretty out there, and it's like that can't be a real store, can it? What
Yeah,
the
Miles,
fuck
I think
Miles
at
dimension
one
is
point,
so
this?
like Miles,
good on
like stops
Vera.
just for a second and like reaches his hand out, and then like remembers and like
Yeah.
goes back. I'm sorry.
Ellie, you see a store called the Fleshed Home Library, and it seems to be a bookstore where all of the books are bound in skin.
Phylacteries. Destroy your brain of phylactery, because you're
But yeah,
bad.
all of you at one point or another wonder, what the fuck is this dimension that the Pattern Seekers links to? And eventually, you start to realize there's a lot fewer people around. And you're walking in this part of it
Oh,
that
man.
looks kind of disused.
Time out.
Yeah.
Is this kind of like showing us things that we want? That's the pattern? Like it's showing us what our needs and desires are?
Make an insight check.
Inside, everybody, let's do it.
Yes, in fact.
Shut
There's something
up.
hyper real about this place.
We are totally
You
on
got
board
the you get this
Yeah.
too, Saren, and you, Miles.
with it.
Nice.
We're getting
You
wild.
got there was something that bothered you about the fact that no matter what shop you seem to go into, it teleported you to machine hell. But there is some weird magic going on here, and as soon as you notice that, you look around and there are no shops. There are no people. You're just in a long, empty, disused concourse with like glass walls of stores that are just empty with only dust, some shelves leaning against the walls in the back. But there is something else here.
My 5,000 platinum pieces.
Yes.
Shut up! Really?
And yeah, no. The
And
platinum
everyone
pieces
else's
are
black
there.
pieces.
And you also notice just at the very end of the concourse, it comes to an end and there's a metal wall where it goes no further. And the floor here is thickly caked with dust. But there is something written in the dust as if someone has swiped their finger through it.
Rita's
It's
was
it's
here.
quite extensive. It's like a poem.
Hmm.
So just find this real quick. I have fucking 4 different documents open. Why did I do this to myself? The
Those
new
are
mother
pretty
of
reasonable.
eternity is magic. The new essence of all essences is Thom. Magic makes itself by itself and is understood in desire. It is in itself nothing but a will. It is the original state of nature. Magic is not a being, but the desiring spirit of the being. It is a matrix without substance, but manifests itself in the substantial being. Magic is spirit, and being is its body. Magic is the most secret thing, for it is above nature and makes nature after the form of its will.
That's cool. That's like getting to the album on a song where it's like the title of the album, you know?
This was one of the deeper secrets. You get an achievement for this one.
Yay!
God, I got chills reading that.
Persistence
I think Billy kind
pays
of
off.
scoffs and says, describing magic and poetry. It's got to be more scientific than that.
Well, there is
Fair.
some poetry to magic, Belly.
You did charge the orrery here as well.
Jane,
And
are
where
you
you
really
end
fucking
up-
up some Raiders right now? 'Cause
No,
I'm
I
jealous,
mean,
like,
I'm
not gonna
eating
lie.
a plum.
Oh.
It's just super
Oh.
messy and gross, but it's fucking
Like,
delicious.
I was so jealous.
As you say that, Miles, Belly kind of like wrinkles his brow and goes, Miles, have I told you I don't like you?
Many
That's
times.
nice.
Ah, okay, just I want to make sure that we are clear.
Understood.
Where you are lunk to after this, I love using that word that way, even though it's not supposed to be. You're standing, and as you're reading this poem about magic, you feel the talons on your limbs, and you hear the leathery wing beats. Cosmic chord is twanged once again.
wanna
As you
reach
are
it.
linked.
I want to reach out and grab one of those talons as it grabs me.
Make a dexterity check with proficiency.
Dexterity.
Okay. The rest of you, Saren, Miles, Milovaj, you are link into a. Basically, it's an empty. Picture an empty, abandoned office building with all of the desks and computers and furniture still there. The dumb little walls that are only about forehead high and have felty
Cubicles.
cubicle walls. Lots of those all around you, and you can see glass windows pretty out far away. You seem to be in the center of a floor of an office building, and there's
Where
a
in
concrete pillar
hell?
behind you with elevators behind it. But Belly is not with you.
We're in
Wait, what?
office space.
Belly, what you see as you do this, you instinctively reach out. You've been waiting for this chance. You've been wanting to do it every single time, and this time it worked. You feel the talon hand, and you reach out and grab back. And as you hear the linking sound being like the strand being strung, it seems to stretch out for you. Usually it's like whoa, 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 but you hear whoa, and it's this distorted noise that just continues in the background. And you see, holding you're now surrounded by nothing but empty void, and you can see holding your limb, your arm, is a taloned hand of what looks like a creature, humanoid sized, but with kind of chitinous exoskeleton skin. Its head is just kind of like a flattened sphere shape, and it has these two bright blue orbs, perfectly blue all through, that pierce out of it like marbles on the edge of a basketball. And then his body is this strange, many-limbed, segmented insect-like. It has two legs it's standing on, but it seems to have two more that don't reach the ground. And it has two arms, one of which it's holding you with, and it seems to have four more on its chest. And behind it, you see unfolding are this great, enormous pair of bat-like wings. And the thing looks at you. It has no discernible mouth, but you hear a kind of a confused chittering noise coming from it as it looks at you with its round blue orbs.
What did you do?
I have no clue.
You can still hear the noise of the stretched link going on in the background as well.
Who are you?
Let it go.
It chitters at you, but you don't understand it.
Do you understand me?
It nods.
Are you friend?
It nods.
Am I free to walk about?
It shakes its head.
Did I do something bad by reaching out?
It shakes its head.
Did I unlock a secret?
It nods.
Can I go anywhere I want to from here?
It shakes its head.
Is there a better way for you to communicate with me? Do you write in common?
Head shake.
Hmm.
You can hear the noise of the link kind of continuing. You're getting the sense it's nearing the end. You
Mhm.
may be this stretched link you're in may only last a little bit longer.
God, I feel like I should be asking something else here, and I don't know
You
what
see
it is.
it. You see it. It kind of stands back from you for a moment, but it doesn't let go of you,
Mhm.
and it looks around.
Are there any others?
No, you're alone with it in the void. But you do see it lifts one of its other arms up,
Mhm.
and you see what you thought was a scrap of, or you just thought it was part of its skin because it's the
Yeah.
exact same brown color. It pulls it aside, and you're still not totally sure if it's like a membrane or something, or if it's like a garment that it's wearing. But it pulls aside something, and you see underneath it there is a symbol that seems to be etched or like carved into its chitin, and it looks like, I believe you've seen it in the museum in the roll up. You went to the museum in the observatory, right? It looks kind of like a hand, but it's just basically a spiral. It goes in from the thumb, and then there's a spiral like this, and then there's 4 lines for the fingers.
I can't
I'm
see
gonna
you
have
anymore.
to.
Let me reconnect.
Basically, a spiral that goes in like this,
Ah,
and then 4 lines that are not attached to it, but just arc out to suggest fingers.
that's a
And it
sign
shows
for
you
magic or something.
that symbol covers it up again and
Mm.
kind of gives you a look.
It asks Tiamat.
Hmm.
You have time for one more question. You have.
I don't even know what to ask. It's like just like IRL.
Yeah. I did not expect you ever to attempt this. This is fascinating. I'm so glad that somebody tried to do this.
My last question is, can we try this again later?
It pauses consideringly, and you can sense that it is instinctively going to shake its head, but it doesn't want to. And then it looks up at you. It's hard to tell where it's kind of looking because its eyes are solid colors, but it is tilting its head in ways that suggest it's looking down and up. And then it just kind of cautiously nods.
I'll come back alone.
And with that, you hear the stretched link snap. Finished. And
You got a friend.
Saren and Miles and Milovaj, you are in the office building. About 5 minutes passed, but Belly did eventually link in. During that time, what were you doing?
I'm just kind of looking around. Like, are there any powered on terminals?
Yes, there are. Not all of them. Most of them are defunct or unpowered, and 1 or 2 are on, but nothing you do to the inputs will make them respond. They seem to be like frozen. But there is one that you get to, and it seems to be like it's logged in already. There is a desktop. You are vaguely familiar with computers because of Magisterium worlds you visited on your campaign. They're mostly mysteries to you, but you do understand the principle of what it is and how they work. Like, you know what a mouse is and how to click on icons and stuff.
So
but you've never
basically,
really
just
used
like
computers
everybody's
for
grandpa.
Sure.
Like, you're aware of what computers are and how roughly how
Yeah.
they work.
But they're not native to your homeworld, so they're not in common use in places you've spent most of your life.
I mean, can't Belly just, hack in or something?
Belly is familiar with computers and knows how to.
I mean, can't he
detail
just,
work.
hook up and...
He
I don't know,
could.
Belly.
He could try.
I look back and I don't... Do we see him?
Not quite yet.
Belly?
Belly. Oh, well,
I'm sorry. I was reading a work email.
That's fine. Your character
no,
wasn't
no.
there either. So
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
after a
You're
few
being
minutes of like you increasingly concerned, like where'd he go? But then he links in at the same spot you did just 5 minutes later. And Milovaj goes. Milovaj is the first to find him, as you and Miles are like. The floor is like. You can pretty much explore it all you want, and it's like a square, and in the middle is a pillar with elevators and you can go up or down. So you Miles and Saren, you like spread out and search the whole floor for Belly. But Milovaj is the one who sees him link in. He's like, he's here. He's made it. It was just delayed, seemingly.
We probably had trouble putting that hunk of junk back together.
You got a
Two
friend
things.
in me.
How did you get here faster than
You
I?
got
And
a friend in me.
why so hostile towards me all of a sudden? Is it because of my practical joke?
I just thought you would hear me and maybe get a chuckle. Inwardly, most likely.
Hmm.
Seriously, what took you so long?
How'd you get here so quickly?
I
Please
don't know,
just
magic.
Looks at
by
you and he
the
goes,
demon things.
"We linked here instantaneously, but you were 5 minutes late. We linked here 5 minutes ago. You have only just appeared. Do you
Curious.
remember anything about the intervening duration?"
GM, do I?
Yes, you do. You remember everything.
I remember the familiar leathery wings and hands.
Yeah. They're always there.
Milovaj
Anyway,
is
what have you been
confused.
doing in my absence? I'm curious.
Well, this place seems to be deserted, but there are a few information terminals here that are powered up still. You may be able to get more information out of them than we can. Here, and he shows you to the one that is logged in already.
Anytime
I'm
there's a
still
machine,
hitting it with
ask
my
the
fist.
robot.
Hmm?
I keep
Anytime
hitting
there's a
it and it's
machine,
still
ask
not
the
One
working.
robot.
person at a time, please. Dave, you first.
Anytime there's a machine, just ask the robot. Ugh.
Okay,
Well,
Jane.
I've hit it twice and it's still not working.
I threatened it with my sword and got no response.
Milovaj shrugs and goes, "I tried turning it off and on again." Belly is like,
Awesome.
you're just like, oh, these fucking computer illiterate Luddites.
I
And
can't
they're
find the
fucking
power
magic.
button.
And you go over and you start
actually
looking
see
through the
Miles
files
with the
on this
mouse in his
computer.
hand going, computer.
And
There's
you
a word that
immediately,
comes to mind.
Belly, you're just like, holy shit, because you realize you're high up in the tower at this point. This is like a computer that belonged to one of the pattern seekers, and it has a lot of information about the patterns they were looking for, the patterns they were designing, the ages they were writing looking for that pattern that they really wanted to find. It's a treasure trove of information about their work.
That's it. No money. Ugh.
You don't think that information's not
I will
worth
say,
something
make
to the
an
library?
investigation check, Belly.
Apparently, no one believes that knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Just
And
depends on what knowledge you're
That
talking
would have been
about.
more than enough, even without the fact there's a nat 20. But
Oh, Jesus.
the rest of you watch as Belly kind of, with infinite patience, accesses a few files with a few simple commands and shows you a layout of the Pattern Seeker's Tower. And it shows you this is what all of the
Huh.
different chambers are. This is what the nature of the threats are in each one of them. This is how to get exactly to the tower heights.
ooh.
This is how to get exactly to the treasure room. This is how exactly to get to the records room.
I
This is
see.
all of Seeker Kulsum's personal files up to the moment she was losing her mind to the abyss.
This is amazing. I
You
slapped
have
you in the back
unlocked-
belly and I'm like, oh my god.
The secrets. Although I will also say make a history check, Belly, for fun, for shits and giggles. Yeah, you also notice a pattern. And it's... Why did I make this a history? That doesn't make any sense. What I wrote here doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to share it anyway because it's funny. So I made it a history check, but the pattern is apparently faint differences in the color in ceiling tesserae trace out the shapes of Rone words. What? Okay, but what I'm going to actually say is you see interesting patterns in the architecture of the data file storage system on this computer. It's like,
Look,
oh,
they all have
even
virgin
patterned it.
numbers.
They even made a pattern there. They really loved their patterns, and you
Yeah.
charge the ore.
Like organization.
This place, by the way, is called Cosmic Manifold. It is Seekers, like their work.
That's 5 now,
workspace.
isn't it?
That you have found, yes, I think. As for how many you have unlocked, a total one.
Oh, are
two,
we keeping track? Because I haven't found
I
it.
am.
7.
I am.
I don't know how much
1,
anyone else
2,
has discovered.
3. I'm sorry.
0
Count.
patterns. 0.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 9 unlocked.
Cool.
So the
only...
amount that Miles learned was not more than enough. But on the plus side, you do know the whole layout of the maze. So you can go wherever the fuck you want.
We can get right to the tower if we wanted to.
How are you all feeling? Do you want to call it there? Do you want to keep going?
I'm kind of feeling a little rough. I'm feeling good, but I'm fading.
This would be a good place to stop, I think.
My allergies are getting to me. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. My God.
You guys found some secrets today.
Dude, this was an awesome
Yay.
session. It really was.
Thank you all for being here. I had a lot of
I
fun.
had so
Me
much fun.
too.
Oh, by the way,
Okay.
officially we did reach our sub goal of 12
Nice.
subs. So
We
the day
did.
after my
Just
birthday,
the
I
audio
will be
work
doing-
on this stream.
Yeah.
A great time to be asking it, right at the end.
Yeah, I actually tested it beforehand.
Okay.
We reached.
Hello,
our-
everybody watching. Thank you for watching. If you're watching, I
Oh
never
yeah,
would have
Ruin was
thought.
watching. She cheered 100 bits.
Oh, nice. Thank you, Ruin.
And there were a couple other people. But I just want to say we did reach our sub goal of 12 subs. So the day after my birthday, I will be doing a 12-hour 12-hour stream for charity,
Nice.
benefiting the St. Jude's Children's Hospital. I'm working on some stuff that will be live and pre-recorded.
Ooh.
Nice.
So
You know what?
12 hours.
and
I think I might. I might send this this VOD to my mom because she loves to hear about my D&D games, but she's like, "How does it work? What do you do?" And I try to explain it, and it's like,
Oh my God, you're
well,
gonna
I could
introduce
just
us
show
to
her.
your mom? I'm so excited.
Well, I don't know if she'll watch it. I don't know if she's gonna watch a 2-hour D&D session for a game she has no fucking context for. But it would be funny. They'd be like, "Here, this is what I do." So yeah.
all right. Well,
Thank you for being here, everybody. This was really good.
I had a
Yeah,
lot of
same.
fun, and actually, we're going to go ahead and raid our friend Jaffer now that we're all done, just so he can get a couple eyeballs. And he's a super guy, so if we can hang out for like just 5 minutes, not even. I just got to get to the bit. There we go. There we go. No. There we go. Jaffer. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're kicking in. Yay! It's actually heading in now.
Oh, cool.
The stream
Awesome.
just went into his chat.
Awesome.
This was cool. I never thought my games would be streamed ever. This is really cool.
Whoa.
Like I got into, I've always been kind of distantly, D&D might be cool, but I only started really playing it myself after I watched Critical Role. So, and I'm glad I did because it's changed my life.
Here, I'll follow.
better.